When we think of the UK, we often imagine lush countryside, rainy weather, and an appreciation for green space. But the real question is, how green is the UK really? In recent years, the UK has made some big moves towards sustainability, but there's still a long way to go. Let's take a closer look at the current state of environmental responsibility in Britain, what's working, what's not, and what the future holds. The UK was one of the first major economies to legally commit to achieving net zero carbon emissions by 2050. That's a huge step. Since 1990, the country has managed to cut its emissions by around 50, largely due to phasing out coal power and investing more in wind and solar energy. Offshore wind farms in particular have grown rapidly, making the UK one of the world's leaders in this renewable sector. Scotland alone generates enough wind energy to power millions of homes, and cities like London are investing in solar panels, green roofs, and low-emission zones. But while those big achievements are impressive, everyday habits also play a crucial role. Brits are getting better at recycling, reducing single-use plastics, and turning to plant-based diets. Supermarkets are offering more sustainable products, and electric vehicles are becoming more visible on the roads. The government has announced bans on petrol and diesel car sales by 2035 and continues to encourage greener transport through bike lanes and public transport improvements. However, there are still challenges. The UK still imports a significant amount of food, contributing to its carbon footprint through transportation. Fast fashion remains popular, creating waste and pollution, and household energy use, especially in older homes, remains a major source of emissions. Flooding, linked to climate change, is also increasing, putting pressure on urban planning and infrastructure. On the policy front, while commitments are strong on paper, some critics argue that action can be slow or inconsistent. For example, new oil and gas licenses in the North Sea raise questions about long-term environmental priorities. At the same time, campaigns for rewilding and protecting biodiversity are growing, supported by both grassroots organisations and larger charities. In short, the UK is definitely making progress, and in many ways it leads by example. But the picture is still mixed. There's momentum, innovation, and growing public awareness, but also contradictions and gaps between promises and practice. So, how green is the UK? Greener than many, but still not green enough. If you want to be part of the change, start with your own actions. Reduce waste, use public transport, support local and sustainable products. Every small step counts, and together we can push for a truly greener future for the UK.